to Lens Dynamic Travels and Eat Coffee session. Today the star of the session is Amruthavarshini Estate Coffee, and I'll do a comparison of it with the birthday blend. So we tried the birthday blend a couple of days back, and I quite liked it. So I want to compare it. So Amruthavarshini Estate has notes of cherry, pineapple, roast almonds. Roast level is medium, acidity is medium, which is pretty much same as this one also, but the only difference being while this blend had a bitterness low, this one has a medium bitterness, which will provide a nice contrast. Also, the processing that is done in the birthday blend is natural, washed and natural, and in the Amrita Varshini estate is anaerobic natural. So it's going to be a little interesting. Uh, we have earlier discussed like this anaerobic fermentation and another one in a different video, and it leads to some different results. So I was talking about when I tried two different methods of the same estate. So it was of the Skia coffee that had two methods, and those methods were anaerobic fermentation and thermal shock. And I think I like thermal shock better. But talking about Amrita Varshini Estate, this is a farm estate in Chikmagalur, and it's a women-led estate run by a mother-daughter duo, and they use an anaerobic natural process. Which lends the roast a fruity and nutty cup with pleasant sweetness. It's a honey like aroma. So in the earlier talk we had done, the tasting we had done for Skia coffee, that one said anaerobic fermentation, honey sun-dried. So it was a 72-hour anaerobic fermentation yeast strain that was purpose built for controlled fermentation. I will provide the link for that other video. So we talk in more detail there. Thermal shock was like immediately taking it into hot water, then rapidly cooling it in ice. So that was like more fancy. This, I think, a slight deviation from the natural method. Talking about the notes, it's like honey-like aroma leads into bright notes of cherry and pineapple. Nuttiness of roasted almond adds depth. Mouthfeel remains syrupy. So I'm thinking like it will be something similar and good to compare it with the birthday blend. Today I've done something different. So whatever notes the coffee says, I'll try to get those things. I hope some coffee doesn't say like truffle or caviar or something, but as long as it talks about something average human being, like, I'll try to get those. So there is like cherries, blueberries, and strawberries, and there is some chocolate. So I was really craving some good dark chocolate, so I got Fabelle a dark chocolate, and I immediately want to eat it now. But so I'll try the coffee tasting with the chocolate and the berry department, which is represented here handsomely, and I'll prepare 2 cups and I'll talk when I have both the coffees ready. Before I do that, I'll just share my. So very standard edition coffee. You get kind of that brightness and some sort of nuttiness also. So in terms of just the comparison of the aromas, this one is giving me more in terms of that bright character, where this is like more on the complex range. So let me see how they taste. So the cups are ready. I'll straight away try this Amrita Varshini. I'm getting a lot of chocolate in this, something like dark chocolate, but not that bitter or the dark nature of it. There is a lingering sweetness amidst the acidity, and it's one of those things that just on the first sip you're able to like grasp or decipher, because it's a very nicely like that fermentation is coming in the flavor, and I sometimes I don't agree with the description, but here I agree with it fully, not in terms of the cherry and all that fancy stuff, but like roast level medium is coming through, acidity medium is coming through, bitterness medium is coming through. There is a slight aftertaste of bitterness that stays in the mouth. Very nice coffee. Okay, let me try. I'm not getting that, like, that fun or satisfaction of like comparative flavor, because I think this one just hit the spot so nicely, and birthday blend is like feeling a little diluted, or I'm not getting that rounded feel. Maybe I've not brewed it correctly in all this, because even if I see it, the kind of texture is also looking very diluted. So maybe I've not brewed it correctly, and that's my fault. But I mean, on the brighter side, we have one nice cup instead of two bad cups. This is very good. One more try for the birthday blend. Yeah, I would agree. It's like 80% brewed, not uh, very correctly brewed. This is well brewed, but you are still getting that kind of notes now on further sips. So after having too many sips, I think it's just like, one is 9 out of 10, is the other is 9.5. Both are very good blends. But if I were to choose one, I would choose, because you're getting that purity of a single estate. This is obviously a blend, and Blue Tokai being masters at this thing, they've obviously cracked it. So I think they should keep this birthday blend a little longer. But it was a very good comparison, because I got to first have two cups of coffee at like 10 in the night, and it's really pairing well with the chocolate. The chocolate is awesome. This Fabelle dark chocolate, it almost like intense dark. But what Fabelle does is, when you try some of the dark chocolates, they tend to be like on the harder side. But Fabelle does this soft center chocolates, which lets you enjoy the flavor a bit more. Okay, now for the promised rant that I hinted about in the last video. So I went to this Blue Tokai branch in Jayanagar, and it's like gets little empty. It, like with all the Blue Tokai ones, Blue Tokais that I have mostly been to, they never get very crowded unless you are in Indranagar or Kormangla ones. Those are like always full. But this one in Jayanagar Fifth Block is a relatively uh, lesser kind of busy place. Especially I go in the night, I take a metro, and I sit there for an hour or two, and it's a really nice kind of vibe there. So they have both this outdoor and the indoors ones. The outdoor is like a smoking area. So I was there, I think few days before New Year's. We had ordered, like, they are doing this dark chocolate mocha, which is really nice, because Blue Tokai knows their dark chocolate, and I think the other one I had taken a pour over. I think it was a St. Joseph Estate. I know this has nothing to do with the story, but as I was sitting there, I was trying to read a book. I heard this guy really loudly. He's talking something, and I just turn, and I mean, I'm used to the sight of people like taking calls at a cafe, especially in Bangalore. There's so many people. Uh, like, some are talking among themselves. If there's more than one, if there is one person, then they often take calls, because there's many startup people in Bangalore, and all different sorts, right? Like students, IT people, and all that. And but this guy was different. He was like talking very in an agitated way on his phone. So I could see that he has the call on speaker, and because I could hear the other person, it was like getting louder and little upsetting and annoying. But I'm not used to like confronting people, especially in cafes. It can lead to various things. So like this person kept like he didn't understand. So me and my wife were there, and my wife got like a little more angry than me faster, and she said that I know this trick that I'll play the song on my phone. So I was like, I don't think it'll work here. But she started playing, and I mean, till that I was not very annoyed. And then suddenly I see this guy like screaming at my wife. He's like, I can see what you're doing on your phone. That is so rude. And that like really, uh, like, I don't know what's the right expression, but that really baked my cookie or something like that, just boiled my kettle or whatever. I just turned and I was like seeing that instead of being apologetic for causing a nuisance and taking a call in this public place, a quiet blue Tokai at 10 p.m. like 2 days before New Year's, he's shouting at us. And then I was like, what's the deal? So he's saying that he's taking a call, he's taking an office call, and he appeared to be from hospitality, because even if he didn't want to, we could hear him, um, like talk to about some, he was cribbing about some guy taking too many breaks, like working in the kitchen or something. And so he was like telling us that, of course, it's an office call. Can't you see I'm on an office call? And I suddenly thought, like, is he my boss? Like, why is he shouting at me? And it was too many things were happening too fast to process. And I'm not really known for taking it out on people or confronting. I don't know what I rambled. And later, I was feeling a little bad. I think what I said was like, there is a way to behave in public places. And when he like went on about this office stuff, I said that I've been in Bangalore for many years now, and I have taken all sorts of calls in all sorts of places, but this is not a way to, impose upon people. If you have to take a call, you go to a quieter area, you use something of a scientific innovation called a headphone or an earphone. And if not, you can at least apologize and move out of there. This whole thing was happening. He was with someone, and that lady like told sorry to us in a very rude way. Felt like an episode from Curb Your Enthusiasm. Like, sorry, sorry. And then they just left, fortunately, from there. And as they were leaving, I was just looking at this Blue Tokai, message on the wall. And it was like, please be cognizant of other people in the cafe. And please don't be loud or take calls on speakerphone. And I was like, this guy is exactly doing that. And he's making us feel bad to point that same thing out to him. So that was really awkward and traumatizing also. I'm not really used to picking up fight at cafes with people. The very reason I go to cafes is to read a book, or do some writing, or enjoy a coffee, or listen to music. But this was really odd, kind of a first for me. I've had road rage, but this was more like a cafe rage. Anyways, that was last year.